guys. This is so fun. Welcome back to the MissJudged Podcast at MissJudged Podcast, everywhere you find us. Guys, I want to say we're cracking our cherry with the home studio with Anna as our first guest. She's so special.
Oh, thank you. I feel
so Anna is going to tell us all about her and like tell us what you do, tell us where we can find you, like give us your little intro.
Yeah, I am a dating expert, matchmaker, dating coach based in New York. You can find me. Instagram is probably where you'll see me the most at Anna Morgenstern. My website is annamorgenstern.com. I give a lot of dating advice for people all over the world, men and women, really looking for monogamous, serious relationships that don't want to play games, that want to make real connections, that are kind of over the dating apps. I say I was my hardest client because I really was. I was giving dating advice for years when I was a hot mess myself.
So tell me about your husband. Like, tell us about your love story with your husband, because I want to hear this.
So when I was towards the end of my not drinking journey of 2023, I was on Hinge, and I always on there for work and for myself.
Wait, oh my God, this is like literally a perfect segue because that's what our episode is about today. It's the algorithm versus the matchmaker. Exactly. So this is great. Okay, continue. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, no, I saw him on there and I was like, oh, he's cute, tall Jewish guy. Okay. And I sent him a like, and I was thinking, if not for me, for one of my clients, he's a great person to connect with. And he goes, oh yeah, you're the matchmaker. I know you. And I'm like, oh, have I set him up before? He's like, no, I know you've never set me up. He's like, but I know you. He's like, I think we're even Facebook friends. I was like, Facebook? Like, I'm not on Facebook.
I was like, oh, did you poke me? Like, yeah, what year is it?
And then he called me and it said Zach ticket. And I was like, oh my gosh, he's the guy that sold me a Coachella ticket from Craigslist 8 years ago.
Shut the fuck up. You save people from Craigslist. I literally love that.
Because we were meeting in person. True, he had to give me the wristband. I gave him cash.
Serial killer.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's why we're Facebook friends, to show each other that we were normal. Okay. And so we met. And I remember at that time thought he was cute then too, but nothing happened. And so I was like, oh my gosh, you're the Craigslist guy.
I love that. That's how you met your husband. You're the Craigslist guy.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the greatest thing ever.
But it's funny because he's such a committed person. Yeah. He's always been in long-term relationships. He does not play any games. So when I met him, even though I was on my journey of growth and, trying to date better, I was 37. I still had it was still hard for me psychologically to accept a guy who was available. I was like, something's wrong with him. Why is he so available? Why is he like me? There must be something wrong with him. Yeah. And because I'm used to guys that are avoidant, that were playing games, and that were a bit of player vibes. And I kind of was a little bit of a fuckboy to him in the beginning.
It's always how it goes. We're always the problem in the beginning with the good guys.
And, I was kind of like, I don't know. Is he right for me? I was finding excuses why he wasn't right for me, when in reality, all the excuses I made were actually the reasons he's perfect for me. But in my head, I was thinking, oh, we're both entrepreneurs. It's never going to work. One of us has to have a steady income. I was like, oh, he's, I don't know. I made up all these things. And then he called me out one night. It was the night before Valentine's Day. And we had a 2-hour phone call. He's like, what is going on with you? Are you into it? Are you not into it? I just need to know. I'm not playing games with you. I like you.
Wow, we love him. That energy is manly.
And I was like, I have some reservations. He's like, tell me everything. The entrepreneur thing, he has an art business. I'm a matchmaker. And he's like, I worked in finance for a decade. I'm very good with money. I have a lot saved. Don't worry about me. Da, da, da. He's like, what do you need? A guy who works a 9 to 5. Don't you want to travel? I thought we were going to travel the world together. I was like, oh, I do want that actually. He's like, okay. He's like, what do you?
Entrepreneurs is actually the dream.
Yeah, I know. So I always wanted, but I talked myself out of it. And then he's like, well, what do you bring to the table? He's like, I don't want a dependent. Do you have any money saved?
I don't want a dependent. Oh my God. That's awesome.
He really called me out. Wow. And it really made me realize, I was acting like an entitled little brat, And then the next day was Valentine's Day and we went to dinner. And after that, I was like, all right, I'm in.
You're in. Oh my God. I love that.
And then we were together for about 6 months when I put my stuff in storage and we traveled to Europe together for 2 months. And then I moved into his apartment and then we got engaged after 11 months.
See, guys, if he wanted to, he would. What do I always say?
1,000%.
All right. So I have some questions because as a matchmaker, I think a lot of people first of all, don't really know what you guys do. Mm-hmm. And I also think that a lot of people don't understand the benefits and why and where they're at in their journey. Like a lot of people I think that are struggling right now really could use a matchmaker, and they're the ones that you usually find on the dating apps, and they shouldn't be on the apps because they're kind of better than that. You know what I mean? Like I have so many girlfriends that I'm like, you might need a matchmaker because you're kind of bomb. And there's a lot of dusty men out here on these apps, but also there's dusty women. I will say both.
Yes,
both exist. Okay, so like, what's your process like?
So I work with both men and women. Whoever's the paying client gets me or someone from my team as their dedicated matchmaker to find matches on their behalf. So we do a long intake meeting where we talk about their background, their preferences. I want to know, like, how do you spend your weekends? What are your vacations going to be like as a couple? Who's going to be raising kids? Who's going to be bringing home money? Who's going, you know, our family's going to be involved. Is it suburbs? Is it city? Like, I really want to know how they envision their lives, what their lifestyle is going to be like.
Have you ever rejected someone because they're like a clear fuck boy or fuck girl?
Yeah, I had a guy once who was, I think he was 35 at the time, and he told me his age range was 18 to 23.
Oh my God. So you need like realistic people with like high EQ.
I was like, no, we're not going to be working with you.
I have so many matchmaker stories, by the way, for you. After these questions, I'm going to share my experience with matchmakers.
Well, it's funny. I was set up by a matchmaker before I was a matchmaker, and they're still in business and they charge a lot more than I do. And the experience was not very good.
No.
They did not, because I was a free person, they wouldn't show me photos of the guy.
Yeah.
And if they'd show me a photo, I'm like, I've seen this guy on the apps for years. Yeah. He's not someone I'd ever be interested in. Not that anything's wrong with him. I just knew, like, for me, like, he was a serious lawyer type, and that's just like not my vibe.
See, that's like perfect for me.
Yeah. And I'm 5'7", which is fine. I don't, if they told me, listen, this guy's 5'8", I'm like, okay, I'm not going to wear any type of heel. I would be mentally prepared. But they told me he was 5'10", so I had like a little heel on, and I was the same height as him. And it was just, they set me up for failure, you know? And they also didn't plan the date for us, which I thought was awkward. Like, he texted me an hour before, like, oh, Thursday, 8:00, Rose Bar. I'm thinking, there's no way this guy's
Rose
getting.
Bar.
I know.
Why did we all go on dates with our matchmaker date at Rose Bar?
Yeah, I know.
So
we couldn't get a table though. So we're like walking around aimlessly.
Get a table.
Yeah. So we're aimlessly walking around trying to find somewhere to stay. And I'm thinking, this is not like a concierge type luxurious experience. So that's what I really wanted to correct. So when I work with clients, I tell them be so picky, and I would tell them they have complete control over who they meet. A lot of matchmakers are like, here's your match. You don't want to meet them. That's going to cost you a match.
What?
Mm-hmm.
People are paying for people they don't actually. Yeah. No.
Yeah. A lot of like the bigger matchmaking companies, that's what they'll do.
Wow.
And because they want to get you through their, I remember when I worked at the bigger companies, they would say, don't give good matches till the last match. So they'll buy a second package. And like, no, like if my clients find their person on their first match, that is such a win-win on both ends.
That's horrible.
Yeah, exactly. So now I tell them, be super picky. Let's really figure out what's going to make sense for you and be like, live in reality. Like, I don't work with people that want unicorns. That's not realistic. Yeah. They're mythical creatures that don't exist. So
dude, don't get me started, because I've had so many interventions with my friends and fam where they're just like expecting perfection from their partner. I'm like, are you perfect?
Exactly.
What are we smoking?
But you know what's funny is like when you get to know someone, you fall in love with them, like they become perfect to you.
Yeah, but also like I like to say that I am perfectly imperfect.
Exactly.
I feel like the quirks about me, like the right person is going to find them super endearing. Like, okay,
exactly.
I get a little antsy if like the flight's delayed and I'm like severe ADHD. Like, to the right person, they're going to find it like entertaining that I'm like needing to be stimulated, and like we're gonna stimulate each other, so
exactly, like that's so I really want to figure out like what's going to really make sense for this person.
Yeah.
And then we always go through the database to see who am I already connected to that you could potentially meet, so that way like they have a lot of control. They can see who's in there, they can select as many profiles as they like. Right. I'll do a video call with them to make sure both sides are interested. I want both sides to be super excited for the match.
Do you go take like them out for a martini and see how they are when they have like one cocktail?
A lot of my clients, I'll usually meet them for like a drink or at least a coffee in person, just to kind of see how they interact and if they're, how they dress and how they carry themselves. But honestly, I really don't have any clients that are socially awkward or need any kind of work like that. Oh. All of my clients are really put together, like attractive, desirable people. I really don't have anyone that needs work in that regard.
Dude, I mean, where the hell were you when I was talking to matchmakers? Like, okay, wait. So I have 2 questions for you. Oh my gosh, where did my questions go? So what is like a price range people should kind of think in their head for a matchmaker, and you don't have to say your pricing, but like what's like a range that's like the average for like somebody decent? And like what are the biggest mistakes that you see clients making?
Yeah, I think a decent matchmaker, usually it's, 10 to 20,000.
Yes, this is what I've heard.
Yeah. And then, like there's like, for me, I have matchmakers that are new on my team and they take on clients at a lower price point as they're getting started and learning. And I wanted to do that to give more opportunities to people that want to get in at a lower price point and kind of dip a toe in.
Yeah.
And then like to work directly with me is I'm a higher price point. And
I get it, girl.
Yeah. Different.
That's how I am.
Yeah. I have different packages. And then wait, remind me of the second question.
Like, what are the biggest mistakes that you see your clients making in dating?
I think the biggest mistake that clients make is, not continuing a connection because they find one or two things that they don't like about the person, is not giving things a real chance or making snap judgments on the date and being like, okay, I'm not going to be into this person. That's it. Rather than go through the date, like pretend you're interested, even if you're not super interested in initial attraction. Because I've been on dates before where I saw the guy immediately thinking he's not that cute. But as we were talking and he was telling me about his life story and how he carried himself, all of a sudden my attraction grew. And then he like grazed my arm and I was like, ooh, I have tingles. Like a lot can change on the date. So like the snap judgments aren't necessarily correct.
100%.
And you have to be a little logical in dating. You can't be so only emotion based.
Yeah.
Otherwise you're going to keep looking for whoever you find hottest. And then you end up with a crazy narcissist or a socio. And you're like,
why I feel attacked. Why do you know my whole dating history? Okay. So, and my last question is, what do you find that is like the one thing that leads to that success with clients?
Yeah, usually at least a couple people per year find like long-term relationships. I only work with 10 to 15, 20 tops now that I have 2 team members. But usually what makes them successful is that they're very clear on who they are, what their life is going to look like, and what's going to work for themselves and who they'd be a good fit for as well. They're very reasonable in what they're looking for. And they just know themselves very well. People that say, I'm open, I don't know, I'm open.
Yeah.
Maybe they haven't dated enough to really, understand their preferences or what works for them. And also I like when their family gets involved a bit. So if
like their mom and dad are like,
or like brothers or sisters
I love this.
that, either like I have quite a few clients where a parent will call me or they'll come from a sibling, and getting to know their family and getting to know them, or even like if I know them in a like mutual friends, social group, just getting to know them a bit more. That's why I always like want to meet them in person, spend time with them. And I started doing events so I can see clients socialize in person, spend more time with them. I tend to see like, I see like how they interact. They need someone more like this.
Yeah.
So just getting more data points is really good.
Man, if you met my family and judged me off that, let me tell you, you'd be like, how are you not in a mental institution? No, I'm just kidding.
But I think also just, like when I screen matches for clients, if I tell them like I've been to their home, it was so cutely decorated. She offered me snacks and drinks, and her dad is so cute. He called us during it. We did a FaceTime with it. When you hear stuff like that, like that's what you don't get from dating apps. You get that, that feeling of someone. And maybe like, oh, I don't usually go for blondes, but I love the fact that her and her dad are so close and that she has a really cute home and she's going to be a great mother one day. Like your attraction can grow.
Do you find, well, I mean, hot take. I've always found that attraction can grow. For me, I'm a slow burn and I've dated people that are not necessarily my type. And I almost married one of them. So like, I mean, shout to him. He's attractive. He just isn't my normal type. But do you find that men are able to do that? Because like, I've never found that with men. I feel like they're more visual than women. So like the attraction I always felt needed to be there, or no?
I do agree that men have to have some sort of initial attraction. Yeah. But that being said, men are less picky about, the color of the skin or height or hair or
maybe
like
some
that.
men.
Yeah. Like usually the guys I talk to when I ask them, like, do you have preferences on ethnicity or height? Usually they say no. Like they're like, a beautiful woman's a beautiful woman.
That's true. They just want you to be hot.
Exactly. I always say you can get any guy as long as you're hot, fun, and nice to them.
Just be hot, guys. This is the lesson.
No, like you have to be fun. You have to be nice 100%. To them. A lot of men say like they have exes that were mean to them. They had no fun with them. And, so they just want you to be hot, fun, and nice. So men are kind of easier in that regard. Yeah. Women, we kind of have an idea of who we think we're going to end up with. And it's really hard for us to get over that. If someone doesn't fit exactly what we thought, was going to be on our bingo card.
100%.
But a lot of times those things that you're looking for are not coming from like your soul. It's coming from ego or pride or, you know, your family telling you you need this or that. It doesn't come from like an internal place of what's going to make you happy long term. I had a friend, he was going through a divorce and I was asking him about it. And he told me something that I'll never forget that's kind of changed how I do matchmaking and changed my whole view on dating.
Really?
And
What did he say?
He was telling me that he married someone that they had similar backgrounds. Their families were friends. They both came from Iran. They were both, I think, like Christian from Iran. They had like a lot of similarities in their family backgrounds. Their families were friends. And they thought, oh, we're going to be a perfect match for each other because we have similar backgrounds. He's like, but with 2 little kids at home, getting them ready in the morning, getting them off to school, did not matter at all that we have the same backgrounds. What matters is that we didn't work together as a team.
That is so true. Like, honestly, I've said this before and I'll definitely repeat it with you, is like, there's been 2 things I've learned in my travels of being an elder millennial and dating dysfunctional people for 15 years. If you don't know how to like have productive disagreements, I'm not even going to call them fights, because like truly you shouldn't be like fighting your partner all the time, but you will have disagreements, but you need to learn how to like navigate them in a productive way. And also, like, if you can't communicate properly, you're done. Like, you're done. I learned that from my parents because they don't know how to communicate. I love them, but it's dysfunctional.
Exactly. It does not matter that you both are the same religion or ethnicity. Like, that has nothing to do with
you're both hot.
Yeah, exactly. But like how you work together and how you problem solve. And yeah, that's way more important.
Yeah.
And so that's really changed my idea of how to match people. Just because you're both Jewish doesn't mean you're a good match.
1,000%. Okay. So my 2 tough questions are going to be, have you ever had to fire somebody, or have you ever had to tell somebody like, you're not ready for this, honey? Like, go back to therapy.
Yeah, there's definitely a few people I've had to give refunds to when I even have like a no refund policy in my contracts.
Yeah, you're just like, get out of here.
I just, you know, like if their energy is like entitled, like I'm too good for the people you're sending to me, I would never, these are below me. Like, I hate that kind of attitude.
Yeah.
I can't stand that because no one's going to make you happy.
Is it men more than women?
No, it's women. Yeah, I've never had to refund a guy.
You know what? I'm not surprised by that.
It's always women.
That's so funny.
Yeah, there's this entitlement of like, I deserve this and I'm this and done. Yeah, if they already come at me with such negative energy where I'm supposed to be your advocate.
Yeah.
How am I going to tell a potential match, she's great
when you're being mean? She's a total fucking bitch to me, but she's going to be your dream wife.
Exactly. Like I can't fake it. Like, I just can't, I can't lie to people. I can't fake it. And I also don't want to burn relationships with my free database members. Because if they go out with someone and they don't have a good experience, they're not going to trust me to set them up again. So if there's someone that I really just don't like them as a human, and sometimes I like them beginning and then like true colors come out, because this process will really bring out the best in you, the worst in you, your fears, your desires. And I'm kind of the brunt of it, like the punching bag.
That's so true. Oh my God.
And if I feel like, wow, this person is just not good for this process and it's not good energy for me to take on, then I'm like, let's cut ties and call it here.
Women, we need to do better. Come on now. Oh my God. I'm shocked. Yeah. I would have thought, are most of your clients men or women?
It's kind of 50-50 at this point. I prefer working with, you can ask any matchmaker. They will all say they prefer working with men because it's easier.
Okay. And so what age ranges are we talking here?
My youngest male client is 31.
Okay.
And my oldest, I did have one who was like early 60s, but yeah, so it's kind of usually it's, late 30s, 40s, early 50s.
Yeah.
Looking to start families. Of course, as men 50, they're like, yeah, I think I'm ready to start a family.
Oh my God. I literally did like a whole episode about how sperm gets dusty after 40 because like the men are so uneducated about that.
I know.
So for the women, is it the same age range? It's like 30 to 60?
Yeah, it's usually, the youngest female client's 28. And
oh my God.
A lot of them are,
Girl needs to get in the wild. She's too young.
I think for a lot of people, having a matchmaker is like someone holding your hand through the dating process. True. Like some of my male clients they get 4,000 likes on Hinge. That's not that they don't get likes. They get too many where it's overwhelming.
Yeah. And they'd
rather have me go through, like I have one client, he lets me log into his Hinge. And I'll look at the women and be like, oh, she looks good. And he'd be like, yeah, great. Reach out to her. We'll go through it together because there's so many women.
That's kind of depressing.
And I have also clients that employ a lot of people, especially my male clients. Like, you cannot be on a dating app if you have women that work underneath you and you don't know who they are exactly. Because if you match with one or her friend matches and you send a dick pic, God forbid.
Oh my God, this is like giving the Coldplay concert cheating scandal.
Exactly. Oh my God.
This is the funniest shit I've ever seen.
Yikes. Yeah, exactly. That was so dumb of them. So yeah, I tell my men in power, you do not want to be on apps because it's not worth your career.
Okay.
And then I had one female client. She worked at the FBI for 20 years.
Oh my God, bad bitch.
She's amazing. She puts away people that are in like the child trafficking, pedophile type arena. And
she sees so much fucked up shit.
Yeah. I mean, she retired a while ago, but she was in Nashville and she downloaded Bumble. And the very first profile she saw was a guy that just got out of prison for being in there for 20 years as a pedophile.
Literally new fear unlocked.
Yeah, that's the thing with apps. Like no one there is vetted. You can literally have a pedophile on there.
Oh my God. How many
Bumble,
pedophiles
actually.
did I go on a date with?
Honestly, yeah. Literally.
I've gotten so many emails over the years and it's like, you know, I'm the worst. I was the worst at using the apps because I was always the person that would like ghost everyone. Like I would say like 2 messages and be like, boop. You like never really knew what was my deal. And like, I've gotten so many emails over the years that were literally like, this person was removed for fraud or this person was removed for bad behavior or whatever. And it's like, oh, I don't even remember who that was.
I know. I remember that.
So yeah. So like, okay. So would you say that you have fired more people than like you've had to be like, you just need to go get healed in therapy?
I had one client where she definitely needed therapy before working with me because she had a lot of deep-rooted insecurities about how she looked and about past relationships and traumas. And that was beyond of what I could help with. Guys love to try to rearrange my packages and be like, well, how about I'll do one date for this price? I'm like, this is not a negotiation.
Oh my God, I love men. They all do that to me too. Yeah. You know what it is? You know what is so funny about it? I do think men are more likely to try to negotiate a women business owner's rates than
1000%.
Another man. And that shit is so disrespectful to me that I will actually become so masculine when I'm dealing with them. And that I'll be like, this is what it is. You could walk if you don't like it. And they respect the shit out of that. Of course,
yeah. I know early days, I try to accommodate. And every time I try to accommodate them, you give an inch, they take a mile. And I learned you just have to have a hard line. Like, this is what it is. If you don't like it, totally understand. We don't have to do business together.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, you're right. The more firm you are, the more they respect you. And I do think it's, as a woman, they treat you differently.
They totally treat you differently.
They think that there's more wiggle room. And I'm like, there's no wiggle room here, sir.
You know what? I will tell you, even when I've hired people to do things for me, like this is so off topic, but like I hired an accountant who was referred to me. I was working with someone for like a decade, loved him, but like he just got too big and he wasn't giving me like enough attention and like things were falling through the cracks. So like I get referred to this guy for my taxes in 2022. And like, if anybody DMs me, I'll tell you the company because like, don't work with them. But like, the way he would speak to me was like, I was mentally challenged and like, I had never done things before. And like, so many things went wrong. I even literally, this was 2022. I got a letter from the IRS yesterday saying I owed money on that year because they didn't do my taxes properly. But the way he would talk to me if I questioned anything is like, what do you know? Basically, you're a woman and I've been doing this for 20 years. And it's like, no, but you weren't doing it right. And I was valid in that. But like the gaslighting in business from men that I've received, and I'm always right when I'm questioning them. And I always find out later. They always make me doubt myself.
I know. Whenever I've taken those clients, the guys are really trying to nickel and dime me on my packages. I've regretted it because usually they don't find someone because they think that they're like God's
damaged.
And, you know, like they do have some kind of like superiority complex, like where they think they're like no woman will ever be good enough for them. It's like, you're 53, you're 5'9".
I love those guys.
And like, you're not that rich.
Oh God. I love that. I love medium rich people. Yes. I have a saying with my business too. I'm like, nobody will be meaner to me than the medium rich people. The richest person I've ever met in my life, first of all, you'll never know because they're just super kind and humble and they're not pressed. Like the most pressed person ever is the one that spent their whole life savings on your fee. And they need to be dating that woman that's Delulu too. They need to get together because that's the match.
Yeah, it's like I don't have time for that. I don't work in that world. I
love
want
it.
like normal, nice. Like if you're nice to me, I will take care of you. If you're not nice to me, how do you think I will let you be my client? It's crazy to me.
I love people that are just mean to the people that are here to help make their lives better. It's so funny to me. It's like literally walking off the street and punching a puppy. Like, what are we doing with that mentality?
Not Butters.
Butters. Oh my God, he's sleeping. He's such a little baby face angel.
So cute.
Okay, so like the dating app dilemma, you know, because we're all a little burnt out. Why do you think that dating apps became something we rely on so heavily? Like, what do you think from a matchmaker's perspective?
Because I remember when Tinder came out, you know, over a decade ago. I was new to New York. I moved here in 2012. I think Tinder came out around then. And
what a time, man.
And the thing is, we didn't need Tinder.
We really didn't. We already knew how to have fuck buddies here.
It made sense that it came out of LA because LA is tough for people to meet. You're not walking the streets, bumping into people at bars. It made sense. Like, okay, in LA, you do need a way for people to connect because it's just not as organic as it is in New York. So in New York, like anytime I walked into a bar, I would leave with 5 new numbers. You know? It
was fun here, man. The vintage days.
Exactly. And the apps came out and it was a novelty and it was fun. And it was something we supplemented, but then it kind of shifted to, well, I'm not going to talk to someone I see that's on the street that's really cute because I'll find them on the app later. I'll find them on Instagram.
Literally.
We became too dependent on the online world and we stopped living in the organic real world. Okay. And
I think the fear of rejection started happening.
Well, you know what? Like we were getting rejected so much more on the apps where, it's
so true.
You know, like if I met someone at a bar, most likely I would give them my number. And if nothing happened as romantic, we'd be friends. And I met so many people that way. And
literally
then on the apps, like we just constantly were getting crushed with people not responding to us, rejecting us. I mean, they're not really rejecting you. They don't know you. Yeah. But it feels like that. It feels very real. It's this online stranger that maybe it's not even their photos. You don't know.
But, you know, oh my God, man. People were really
catfished.
I will say mostly men get catfished, but my first and only catfishing was honestly egregious. Like the photos were like 20 years old and we were looking very different. And I still stayed because I'm polite, but I was like, this is not my person.
Yeah. I showed up to a date once. I was expecting a guy with a full head of hair, bald, when the day was born. And I was like, Anna. And I'm like, me?
Not me though. I'm not. No.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But I noticed that there wasn't a decline in dating app usage before COVID. Because I think, again, we were over in New York. We don't really need the apps.
We don't, but for some reason, I will say people rely on them here. Like I've literally been in person and seen somebody and been like, that guy's hot. And then they've messaged me on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Because he overheard what I was talking or what I do. And he found me on LinkedIn. I'm like, why didn't he just walk over? I didn't reply because I thought that was such beta energy.
Hi? Why don't you say hi?
Oh, you know what? For some reason, I'm so outgoing, but it's the one time where I'm like, I want you to be manly and like take charge. Because like it's not sexy to me
usually
approach you.
Well, usually the guys that are good guys, they don't want to bother you. That's what they think in their head. Like, oh, I don't want to bother her conversation. She's here with friends. Like it's the sleazy guys that will approach you because they're used to doing it. So I think if you make an opening, all you have to say is like, hi, like, you know, whatever. I don't know.
I guess.
Are you drinking? Like, oh, you know, my name is Alyssa. Nice to meet you. Whatever.
We were in like a physical therapy situation. So like, you know, he was literally one bed away. He could have just been like, hey, because I talk to the room in those situations. I'm like not shy.
All I have to do is create the opening and then let him take it over from there.
The only time I don't want to be bothered is at the gym, really. And someone came up to me at the gym 2 days ago and it was so awkward. It was like, I did a whole episode about that. Yeah, but it was like I was in the middle of a exercise and he came over and he was like, I just want to tell you you're really pretty. And I was like, it was so nice, you know, it's so nice. But I'm like, literally like it was weird timing and also like, what do I say?
You want them to approach you or you don't want them to approach you? They can't win with you.
They can't win with me. I'm like a fickle bitch, man. I want to be approached not at the gym. You know what I mean? The gym is the only place. It's like, but I can't hear you.
Like you have something in common. You both like to work out. You see his muscles. I don't know.
Sometimes I'm literally like, I know why I'm at the gym in the middle of the day. Why are you guys here? You know, what do we do? Are you guys all like just those people that live here, or do you have actual jobs? Like, I don't know. Okay. So so you think that one of the emotional tolls of like endless swiping is like the rejection then?
Yeah, I think that it's given us this optionality mindset where there's always more options out there. You're a swipe away from meeting someone new, getting a next date. And it's like the paradox of choice when you see a menu, you know, with a million options, like Cheesecake Factory. You're like, I don't know anything, you know, it's too overwhelming. But if you see 4 things you can pick from, then you're like, okay, like this one out of the 4 is the best suited for me. I'm going to pick that. True. And that's just like better for our mentality. We're happier when we have less options.
Oh my God. I love to try everything. I'm like, let's get all the apps. I want to sample everything. What does that mean about me? Oh, okay. I am literally, oh my God, I'm learning so much about myself right now. Okay. We need deep therapy, guys. How do you think AI, like ChatGPT and like the AI algorithms that they're implementing in these dating apps are like helping or hurting us?
Yeah, it's really interesting. I think everyone has experienced who's been on Hinge where when you download it in the beginning, you get the hottest people. And you're like, yes, Hinge rocks. And then
they do that on purpose, by the way.
Exactly. And then after a couple of days, it's like, it's a troll from under the bridge. Like, how did this happen?
They're trying to break us.
Yeah, they want you to pay.
100%. I've said this to my friends.
Yeah, that's actually true to their algorithm. Like, they do want you to pay. And that's really causing a lot of emotional distress because people are starting to question their self-worth, their place in the dating marketplace. Maybe I'm not as cute as I think I am. Maybe I'm aged out. Like, I have so many friends that are 39, 40, 41. They're like, I have to lie about my age. That's why I'm not getting matches. I'm like, that's not why. Oh. You're just not paying for the app. If you started paying, you'd get good matches again.
Well, so here's the thing. I've done social experiments. So what I found is they want you to pay. So like at first, like you said, like get out the gate, they will literally blow you up and be like, you're going to be like swimming in, if you're a girl, you're swimming in D. Like it's just like hot men, good jobs. Sorry, short guys, they're tall. All right. Like, it's like, I'm sorry, I'm a short girl. So like, I like a tall guy, obviously like I'm mentally ill like that. And then the tall girls are like happy with whomever.
Yeah, exactly.
but like, after a month or maybe even 3 weeks, it's like all of a sudden you're getting no likes and it's just people that you're like, I would never in a million years. And then you pay and it gets better, but you don't get as much because you have your crazy filter set now. And then after like a month of getting decent people, you're in a slump and it's like, you can pay again. They just want to keep you like, I love Hinge's slogan, the app designed for you to delete. You fuckers are such liars with that. Like truly, they're having internal meetings like, how can we keep them on the app and make them sad? So like, I've never been
business. They need you to pay.
I've never been more offended than by the people they say I'm most compatible with. Like, honestly, it's like sometimes done that to me. And like, you know who you are when you're like the fuckboy that's been on the app since the dawn of time. And it's like every time I'm single and I get back on, I'm like, oh my, this guy again?
I know.
He's never left.
I know.
And I'm most compatible with him.
It's really funny. Sometimes I see people on there. I'm like, oh, it's been 10 years. How are you doing?
Literally. I mean, some of them probably think that about me. I've definitely had the awareness to think that. I'm like, here we are again. We're all here.
Yeah. And it's funny. I was listening to a podcast how a guy was saying he was in San Diego, how he matched with a girl and she was just writing these amazing responses. And then in person, she was super quiet. And he realized, oh, she was using ChatGPT.
Oh, God.
To respond back to him. And I think that's a problem where people are not being authentically themselves anymore. There's all this AI kind of creating our AI version. Like, we're so cute and we're funny and we're witty and we're smart. And then in person, you don't match that. It's better to find someone who thinks you're great the way you are on your text game or whatever on the app than to meet you and be disappointed. Same with photos. You don't want to filter your photos so much. They show up and they're disappointed that you don't look like your pictures.
Don't get me started the filters. We did a whole dating app episode where I literally read women to filth for that because like I've even had some of my acquaintance girlfriends show me and I'm like, who's that bitch? That's not you. I don't know who that is, but that's not you. Come on. Yeah. And also like, it's so obvious, but like some of the men do it too. And I'm like, don't smooth yourself. It's so unattractive.
I know. And you can tell if a photo is blurry, like we've had iPhones for a long time now. There's no reason you need a blurry photo on your dating app profile. And I can't stand the smiley face over the ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, like you couldn't get a little creative and crop her out, or you couldn't like, oh, I love the like, it's my sister. Like, just crop people out, please. Like, I could go on a whole tangent. You guys already listened to that episode.
I'm
but
a
like,
big fan of professional photos.
Look, you can even have AI make you a photo if you're like one of those people that like has no recent photos, whatever. Take a selfie. But that's what you should use AI for, honestly. Not like smoothing the skin. Keep it like, you have to give it explicit instructions, like keep it exactly my face. Don't touch it at all. Just give me a clean background, whatever. Take this person out of the photo.
Yeah.
Whatever. But like with the response, I hate a ChatGPT text and a message on a dating app. That is so fake to me.
I know. That's kind of how I felt about the prompts too, a little bit. Like on Hinge, they feel a little dusty to me. Like
They're
I think
so dusty.
More interesting for people to have their own prompts and then their own answers to it. So I don't know. I don't really love all of the, like, we're all using the same prompts. I don't know. It just feels,
it's dusty.
Yeah, it feels dated.
It's dated and dusty. And the ChatGPT response, here's why I have a problem with it. Because, okay, so for all of those who know, like this first season we had a host and it was one of my close friends, and she did not really want to invest the time in doing this for, more seasons. So, but like the way that she let me know, I'm just gonna be real honest, guys. I'm just gonna be really honest because I think people are probably like, where'd she go? I mean, she sent me a text after like kind of ghosting me for a second, and it was very ChatGPT generated. And honestly, that offended me more than like an honest text or phone call would have gone, because it's like, it's not even in your words and you're like trying so hard to be politically correct instead of just being like, hey, I don't want to fucking invest my energy into this anymore. I like want to focus my efforts on Pilates. Like that's what it should have said. And instead it was like so artificial that it was almost like offensive.
Hello, Alyssa. It's been such a pleasure. Yes. The last 3 months.
Yeah, like literally. And it's like, we're friends. Like you get, like you should be, like, and that's how I feel with dating. Like I don't want your ChatGPT answer. I want you to be completely raw and unfiltered, and like, I want to know your mental illness. Like, don't censor that shit. It's like what makes you a human.
Totally. I agree. We just want something that's real, I think, in dating. And I think we're so sick of like all these apps that are just making us feel unwell and rejected, and people are not being themselves. Like you don't know if the person you're talking to is actually that person. That's the problem. They're really not that. Even though there's like a little check mark now, you can upload with your real photos and then change the photos later. So that way you can still keep there's all these tricks that you can do. And I
feel like we're becoming artificial as a society. I mean, already it's easy to become hot if you're born not hot because, we all know how to make ourselves hot these days. Now we can fake our personalities when we're not in person. What's going to happen next? Like you're going to be in person and you can press a button and censor yourself. Like we're losing humanity. I mean, in more ways than one, but like we're losing the authenticity of the human experience where it's like, I feel that is so unsexy. Like if my man and I were like fighting via text and all of a sudden the responses are like ChatGPT generated, like I would be like at his house in 2 seconds. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you know what I mean? Like, honestly,
that's funny.
I want real.
Actually, I kind of like the idea of AI being like, all right, before you send this, is this the tone that you want to convey?
You know what? I need that on my emails. I do think I think in business, it's great because I think sometimes I can say upsetting things to people where it's like I have to break their heart, and I wish I was more of like a gentle person with like how I had to word things, and I'm so blunt when I write. Things come off much colder than I mean.
Same here.
So like I do think it's great in business, but not in personal, not with your friends, not with your family, and not with your partner. Like the only time I would say that AI is socially acceptable in an interpersonal relationship is if they're like needing like an intervention.
Oh, okay. That's dark.
Yeah. Cause like,
which honestly, I know a few people that need one. So
we all know somebody that's touched by it. You know what I mean? So like, and I think that's when it's like, you need to be delicate, and sometimes we don't know what to say because that is heavily emotional. So like maybe that, but like, even so, I don't know.
I agree. I think the authenticity is definitely missing in dating because, I mean, like men, for example, they see these beautiful girls on Instagram and they see, like, okay, I want someone that looks like this. It's like, but I want the personality of a saint. And I want, brains of a lawyer. It's like, you can't get this like AI person. Like people are who they are. And if you're going to want something that's more of this, then there's going to be less of that. And then it has to be some kind of reasoning with that. And I think with like you've seen all the like AI models making like
so much money. I wish I was like one of those nerdy coder guys and I would totally make a hot AI girl and just be like having an OnlyFans.
Like,
it's crazy.
But like men are falling for it.
I think all of the men and women are going to, if they came out with like lifelike robots.
Oh yeah. Oh, they're out there.
Like
Japan, they're not having sex with each other. They're having sex with robots.
It's literally Terminator, guys. Like, I feel like, did we not all get raised on this movie?
Populations are declining. That's because honestly, populations are declining. Yeah. In the United States too, we're not having sex with each other. We're not having kids the way we used to.
Well, it's like
when it comes to our social security, we're screwed.
Well, yeah, and like, well, literally, if it's left, but like, if it still exists, no, I think that like that's one of the big things is like the thing that's going to be our downfall to like honestly society is like. We're searching for perfection in our partners and the audacity of us because 90% of the people that are searching for that are absolutely delulu because they are literally a like 5 out of 10 on that scale.
If that.
And it's actually delusional. But the other one is like, we've forgotten how to be human to each other and how to like actually interact. And we're going to start getting to the point where we want just perfection from everybody, how we interact with them. And it's just going to be like the beginning of Terminator.
Oh my God.
Like, honestly.
But I will say, I do talk to a lot of people that just want someone normal. Like I have a guy friend, he wanted to work with me and we're kind of bartering. He's giving me some tennis lessons.
Love
and
that.
I was like, all right, I'll give you a match. And I was like, well, if you have anyone that you think's cute, you know, and he sent me some people and he was like very reasonable. He's like, I don't need the most beautiful, glamorous girl. I want someone really cute, sweet, girl next door who I find really beautiful, but she doesn't have to be this like glam, you know?
Yeah.
It wasn't, I was like really touched by like what he was looking for. It was just like really sweet. It was very, very like perfectly for him. It was not unreasonable at all. And I was like, wow, there's like good guys out there. And he's dating someone that I set him up with.
Guys, this is why you have to be realistic. It's not called settling. It's called being realistic. They are different things. And I think a lot of people have actually intertwined them and they're like, oh, it's the same. Like, no, it's not actually.
Listen, we're all going to have to settle for some things in a partner. You know, like you're never going to meet anyone that has everything absolutely perfect. Because then you meet them and they seem absolutely perfect. And 3 months you realize, oh, they're a raging narcissist. You know, like it's not
100%.
It's not always going to be, you know, you have to find someone that they have qualities that you like. And maybe there's a couple of things you can work with. I've always said external things are very easily changed. So if you don't like how he dresses, you don't like her haircut, change it. Like literally birthday gifts, Christmas, Hanukkah, buy them new stuff. They will like
buy them new stuff, get them clothes.
They can do the Invisalign. They can get their teeth whitened. Like there's a lot of stuff. You're like, there's like little things that's keeping you from falling in love with someone. Like, oh, his teeth are a little yellow. Buy him some freaking strips. Like it's okay.
I've done this, by the way. I was super passive aggressive about it, but like, I was dating somebody and his teeth are a little bit yellow and I just like passive aggressively left Crest white strips in his bathroom and I was just like, we should do these together. And, you know, like when you do it like an activity, but also like I've gotten up on people when they're like, you know, you cannot like reject somebody because you don't like the way they dress. Like that's a very easy solve.
So easy. Internal stuff you really can't fix.
No, you have to like their personality and you have to be like attracted to them in some way. I mean, like I've dated so many guys where I'm like, and all my boyfriends out there know the glow up of a fucking century when you got with me because I will be over here fixing the hair. I will be fixing the wardrobe, but it's like, I'm not being bossy about it. Women where it's like, you have to almost subtly cajole. It's not manipulative. It's just like, oh, this shirt would be so hot on you. Exactly, like, you know, like this would be like, you would look so good with like, if you just did a little of this to your hair. It's like, you can't be like, you look shit.
No.
Yeah, you got to fix everything. It's all your teeth are yellow.
I would do like little facials with my husband when we were dating. Like he always had good skin, but I was like, you know, doing little things like that together was fun. And he's so open to it. And now like anytime we go anywhere, he's like, what should I wear? I'm like, oh, yes, I love that. He asks me that now.
All right. We're going to play a game and it's going to be called the algorithm versus the matchmaker. Okay. And it's just going to be like, if you have to tell me if this person is meant for the algorithm or if they would be like great as a matchmaking client. Okay. So we're going to start like, all right, you're 42, recently divorced, want children ASAP, but you swipe left on anyone under 6'2". This is a woman.
Okay. matchmaking.
Really?
Yeah, I think she'd be good because she needs someone to tell her like, okay, are we open to 5'10"? God forbid.
Oh my God.
Because a lot of times on the apps, you can preference people out very easily. But when you talk to them, they're actually much more open. And you realize that if you're on the app, you might say no under 6 feet. But if I talk to him like, hey, I have the most amazing guy, he's 5'11", you're not going to say no.
Oh no, I'm not going to say no.
Exactly. But on the apps, we wouldn't have even seen him.
Well, I used to be like the 5'10" girl, which is dangerous territory because the 5'8" guy is on there pretending to be 5'10", or like the 5'7" guy. And I'm like, okay, let's be, I know. Okay. You live in a town with 6 eligible people and 4 of them are your cousins. Oh my God, you're just like fucked in that situation.
I think apps, because just like broaden up your distance.
Yeah.
Do like 100 miles, and that way you can get to the next town over.
Okay. So we're going to the app for that.
Yeah, because for matchmaking, it's tougher in these smaller cities. It's much better if you're in a larger city, because if I don't live there and I don't have a network there, I'll just be going on apps for you. So just go on the apps yourself.
Yeah. Okay. You've created 3 different Hinge profiles to experiment with. Which version of you performs best?
Okay. So I think that person would be good for matchmaking because they're clearly looking for some guidance.
Okay. So not deep therapy.
Well, there's some people have like very analytical minds.
That's very true.
And they like to kind of, for them, it's like a fun game to be like, okay, I can do this and get some data. Like I have a client like that where he's very analytical, and I could see him doing something like that just to get more data.
Yeah.
And
that's literally my partner. Oh my God. Couldn't be more different. That guy works in quant, I feel like, for sure, in finance. If you know a quant, then you know what I'm saying. Okay. You believe in love at first text and get emotionally attached before meeting in person.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
That person is so dangerous for the algorithm because they get their heart broken like every 5 seconds. That person definitely needs a matchmaker to hold their hand a little bit and to be like, okay, it's just a first date. You really don't know anything about them. Let's take it one day at a time. I think it's important before a first date to give yourself a pep talk, to not get too caught up, getting too excited. And you're literally just going, first day is a vibe check to see if there's even chemistry. Like before you go on the date, you should make sure like we both want kids, like all the basics should be covered. Like from
you listening, guys?
You don't want to get on a date and realize, oh, I thought you wanted kids. No, I don't want kids. And that's like a huge deal breaker for you. It's like, why are you even sitting there?
I will tell you, so many people have lied to me about that. Like on the first date, I'm first of all, on the apps, second question, what are you looking for? And then when we have our FaceTime, because you guys know how I feel about a FaceTime before I get off my couch and meet you, 5-minute FaceTime. Do we align? Am I attracted to you? Do you actually look like your pics? Can we have 2 minutes of conversation? And again, what are you looking for? You wouldn't believe how many people have literally lied to me. Because then we get to like date 6 and I mentioned something and they're like, oh, I don't want kids. And I'm like, we're leaving.
That is so messed up. That's why with matchmaking, we really want to understand people's preferences, where they're at in life. And with matchmaking dates, people are much more honest. Like a guy will tell me like, listen, I just switched jobs. I'm not making as much as I used to right now. I need about 6 months before I get my bonus. And then like they'll be really honest about where they're at.
Yeah.
And if they've had kids and they're like, I say I'm open on the apps, but realistically, I don't need more kids. Okay. So then you're probably a no,
Yeah. Yeah.
They're more honest about that kind of stuff, which is nice. But I have had a guy not lie to me, but he kind of misled me of where his divorce stood, the status of it.
Why do so many people do that, by the way?
Because they're like, well, we haven't lived together, and like, it's like, well, legally.
You can't get married, dude. Like you're trying to get married and you're legally married to someone else. This is not Utah.
Right.
I've had that conversation with so many friends where they're like, yeah, he's separated and like, I'm falling in love with him. We're going to get married. And I'm like, babe, he's married. Yeah. He's married.
The timeline's going to be tough with that. Like I've had friends too that are dating guys that are still going through divorces, and it's going to take a while.
It takes 2 years.
Yeah. Especially if the wife does not want them to be divorced, they will drag it out and it'll be very emotionally taxing. And it's, you just have to know what you're getting yourself into. It can happen once they get divorced. Yeah. I'm sure he'll marry you. But
guys, if they have any type of finances together, Bethany Frankel took almost 10 years to be divorced legally. Yeah. So like when people were like, oh my God, I had the most delusional girlfriend a few years ago, we were like, I actually like could not, I kind of like just separated myself from the friendship because it was just so toxic to hear. And like, it was just hard to be around somebody that was always saying these things that were just like, you're smarter than this. Like I couldn't watch the self-sabotage, but like she was involved with a man who was legally married, no divorce on the table anytime soon, and then stepped out on her and had a child with somebody else, and she was still considering him. And I'm like, I have to leave. Like, I'm sorry. I have to leave. Like, I cannot. This is so toxic.
That's like some soap opera.
It was so messy. And I'm like, this is some Jerry Springer shit. Like, anyway, so like, okay, a few other scenarios. You've matched with 300 people this year and you've gone on one date.
Oh, wow. That's maybe a therapy one.
Yeah. Like you don't really want to be dating probably.
Yeah. Or, you're busy working, you have other priorities. You're not prioritizing dating. Exactly. I think like no one's good enough it depends like where your mindset's at with that.
I have so many friends that have like great jobs, and they're women and they are successful and like they're traveling a lot for work and doing this and that. And then when they're free, they're like prioritizing like their friends and like, got to go do this. And I'm like, you need to prioritize a date. But those are always the people that complain about being single though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I find that very confusing because I'm like, when I want something, I'll set aside the time to do it, even though it's annoying as fuck.
Yeah, I always like equate dating to like job interviewing.
It is.
If you want your dream job, you're not going to be sitting at home, not sending out resumes, not doing anything, not reaching out to people, just sitting there watching TV. You're not going to get your dream job that way. You're going to be putting the work in, reaching out to everyone that you know that's going to help get you into that career and, looking nice for interviews and doing your research and following up. Like it's the same as that thing in dating. And so many people think someone's going to knock on their door one day.
It's crazy actually.
And you got to put the work in and you're not going to get every job you interview for.
It's a numbers game. You just need one.
Yeah. And listen, maybe sometimes you interview for a job and a year later, they'll come back with an offer. You never know.
Yeah. I've had that. Literally, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you're an emotionally available man in a big city who's ready to commit, but nobody thinks you exist. It's actually funny.
That's like my dream matchmaking client.
Super rare. Like,
there are a lot of good guys out there that maybe like, for example, some of my male clients, they get preferenced out of dating apps because they're not white.
What? That's crazy. I love
Hinge,
an exotic man.
Well, Hinge, for example, it's very easy to put ethnicity, and most people, if you're white, you put white and that's all you're, just because you never dated an Indian guy doesn't mean you're not open to it. But on the apps, like maybe you're just trying to be extra specific or whatever. With matchmaking, when you talk to people are much more open than they have on their dating app preferences. But I have clients that, maybe they're closer to 50 and they want to still have kids and they're getting aged out of the apps. Or they're not, 5'10", maybe they're 5'8", 5'9". Different reasons, but they're good people and they want to find someone serious. And I can, definitely help with that.
Yeah. Okay.
If you're a good person, I will work with you, basically.
Just be like that's just like in general, I think. Okay. So I looked up the pros and cons to like, AI versus like, being set up the old fashioned way with like a matchmaker. And this is what the great internet had come back to me with. Okay. So the pros were there's efficiency overload. So like it can analyze deal breakers and like things like, okay. One of the ones that I would say is actually the easiest is like, do you want kids? Yes or no? Like that's a really big, situation. Or like, do you want to be married? Yes or no? Do you smoke cigarettes? Yes or no? Because like, I will not fucking talk to you if you vape or smoke cigarettes. I'm just disgusted by it. Don't at me. Vaping is gross. You look like you're sucking a USB drive and you're embarrassing. Better matching in theory. I don't agree with that, but it says like shared values and all that. Astrology signs. I can't.
And this is the AI?
This is the pros of AI.
Okay.
Red flag detection. It actually says that AI apps are now detecting scams, ghosting patterns, and toxic language, which I did have someone once say something crazy to me. And it was like, he was just immediately like removed from my queue. It says it also, kind of helps you if you really don't know what to say about yourself. So like, if you're one of those people, like, honestly, like for my bio on my website and stuff, I like really don't like talking about myself in that way. So, I understand the people that it's hard for, but again, I think that one can go both ways. And it says accessibility, it helps you when you're in remote areas and like introverts with busy schedules. For example, someone like me, right? My industry is mostly women and gay men. So like, and also I have no interest in dating anyone in my industry. So like, I would thrive on the apps or with a matchmaker. And then it says emotion analysis. Some tools read facial expressions or text sentiment to read compatibility or mood. I don't know which app that's talking about, but okay. And then it says the cons. The first one is not human. Oh, catfishing gets an upgrade. So like the catfishing is worse with AI, of course. People get false confidence because they trust the compatibility of the apps. And it says like 98% compatible. I don't know who the hell those people are. And that romance becomes robotic. So like, do you agree with these?
Yeah, I think a lot of dating apps are using AI components. They have been for a while, like helping you with, openers and things like that. I'm actually working with a few friends on a matchmaking AI app because we want to solve for some of these things. It'd be great to have an AI component that can maybe scrape the internet and it's like, oh, this person has a felony against them.
Oh my, literally.
Do you have a software that I use that looks up people to see if there's, bankruptcies, felonies, current marriage licenses, things like that?
Oh my God, so many people would not be on this app and I'm literally here for it because there are so many fucking married dudes on these apps.
I know. So I want to create something where we can kind of solve for both things because yes, with AI, it can be more efficient where if you're like, these are specific things that are deal breakers, you will not see those people that have deal breakers. Because sometimes with matchmaking, someone could say something to me, I misunderstand it. And then, a client go out with someone that accidentally has a deal breaker. It doesn't happen often, but it has happened in the past because I wasn't using AI to take notes back then. Now I have an AI note taker to solve for that.
Yeah.
But, that's the way I'm trying to integrate AI into my business to be more efficient. I mean, there's other things like with recruiting, which would be amazing to have an AI kind of help reach out to more people and get more people in the database.
Well, do you think it would be like the marriage license thing and stuff like that? Yes, like those guys can fucking be single for a second. I think sometimes with the like misdemeanors and felonies and like it's like, okay, well, did this person like do something in their early 20s and like it was just a mistake and they've been like, because like I've been a dumb fucking asshole before, you know what I mean? So like, where would we be at with that where it's not just completely discriminatory?
Well, like if domestic abuse stuff.
Yes, domestic abuse,
that
sex,
should be
pedophiles.
Yeah, I don't want anyone near my database or anyone that I would set up with a client.
I'm going to tell you my bad matchmaker story.
Yes, I've been waiting for this moment.
Okay, yeah, all right. So, all right. So I've had so many instances with matchmakers actually because I have a few friends that are matchmakers and they're like, I want to set you up with this guy. So one of my friends, oh my God, she's a matchmaker. She's like a high-end matchmaker. She set me up with this guy who's like very successful, right? And she's like, he's looking for real stuff. Like he's super successful. And like, I'm not going to say what he did, but like he is very well known. Okay. And I was like very flattered because I'm like, oh my God, like you think I'm a good match for this person. Like that's so nice. Oh man, he was such a fuckboy. I was honestly surprised that she even has him as a client. And the problem was like we went on 2 dates. So the first one was a coffee date and I was just like, oh yeah, he's great. And well, he was a little odd.
Coffee date's interesting.
He was a little odd. He's an odd bird, but like most super successful guys are like a little mentally unwell.
Yes.
He made my addiction to my dog look like I hate my dog and abuse him. Like it was a little bit weird, but I was just like, look, I love animals. So like, but yeah, when if I'm saying that,
an architect?
He's not an architect.
Okay,
no.
I went out with a guy who was like literally making out this dog in front of me.
I mean,
it was so weird.
Like
tongue. Both of them tonguing each other.
He was like, I literally never do anything without the dog. And I was like, okay, well, I mean, like I'm traveling in a week to France. Like Butters will be staying here with the pet sitter. But like he's so pampered, like the pet sitter comes to my home. He literally thought that was like animal abuse. I'm like, okay, whatever. So whatever. I look past it because I'm like, he has like the resources and stuff to do what he wants. So I'm just like, I'm not going to judge it because clearly he's like kind of been living this life where like people don't say no to him. You know what I mean? So on our second date, it was snowing in New York. And I was like, I don't really want to like be traversing the snow. And he's like, well, and this is where I kind of fucked up. He was like, you should come here and we'll have sushi. And I was like, look, if I come to your house, and I made it super clear. I literally said to him, like, I don't normally do this on like a second date. So I just wanted you to know, like, we're still having just a second date. So like, it's going to be sushi. You know what I mean? Like making my boundaries very known. And he was just like, oh, so like, oh my God, yeah, duh. And I'm like, okay. So go to his house, and we had like such good conversation where it was like we actually had so much in common that it was like very different for me than our first date. Cause like our first date, it felt a little like, you know, it was a coffee date. So it was just like we felt a little friendly. And so I'm there. He told me to bring the dog. So like the dogs, we could see, you know, you can't date someone with a dog and they have a dog if they don't get along. I'm sorry. It like doesn't work. And Butters is 6 pounds. So if somebody's dog doesn't like him, he could literally die.
Yeah.
So like they're getting along, whatever. At one point, Butters disappears. He has like this huge apartment that's like multiple floors, and Butters disappears, and I get really nervous. So I'm like, I have to go search for my dog because I don't want him to have like an accident in this dude's house. So I go upstairs, I find him, he's in his bedroom. And so like I'm getting the dog, and he comes in and he's like, hey.
Oh no.
And I'm like, oh no, that's not how this is gonna be. Like, this is not happening. We didn't even kiss at that point. And so he's like, yeah, totally respect it. I'm like, he's like, let me get you a car home, whatever. I'm like, that was so nice and respectful. But then I also felt like because he said something that it was like, he is this guy in this super like high powered job where everyone is afraid of him. He's with celebrities all the time. He's probably used to women that are like throwing themselves at him just to be in that circle. And like, here I am, somebody who's actually a like respectable woman. And I felt like when he was like, oh, I'll get you a car, like I could see this like weird disappointment in his face where I felt like he expected me to just be one of those groupies. And so when I got in the car, I texted my friend and I was like, yeah, look, I am like just leaving our second day. I didn't really love going to his house. And she's like, well, that's your fault. And she kind of like made it so that it was on me for even just agreeing to the date in the first place. Instead of like, I'm like, I don't know. Don't you like give them things and like tell them what to do? Like, I would have thought that this came from you because usually the matchmaker is like saying the date, right?
Well, the first date, the second date's usually up to them.
Yeah. But I would think they would be talking to each other. She had no idea we were even meeting again. So yeah, anyways, she texts me the next day and she said, hey, he thinks that you guys have nothing in common, so he doesn't want to go out again. And I was just like, girl, let me be real with you. He's only saying that because he wanted to fuck. And like, I did not. And if that's how you think somebody is going to be as a good client, I'm like, that man belongs on Raya. Like, he is not meant for marriage, because like no man would say that after we literally sat for 2 hours and found that we have so much in common, actually, like our families, dynamics we grew up in, our backgrounds. I was like, that's like an outrageous thing to say. And I was like, I'm not saying that I wanted to continue to date this person because these actions are like very disgusting to me. But like, I want you to know you're being bamboozled by a fuckboy because like he wants a groupie.
Yeah.
Guess what? 2 months later, I saw him on Raya. I literally can't.
Yeah.
So that was the first one. The second one was, I mean, would you take on a client that's a fuckboy like that?
No.
Like,
no, it's like, what do we like? You don't need me just to get dates, because you can get dates from Raya, Hinge, whatever. Like, you can get dates on your own. If you want like love, marriage, your soulmate, I can help you find that person. But just to get dates because you want to fuck someone, that's not. I'm not a madam. I'm a matchmaker.
Thank you. Like, I was like, just because people are successful doesn't mean they deserve a matchmaker. Just because he can pay your fee. I'm sure. I know you need your bills paid, but like, this man was not meant for matchmaking. Like, that was just. Yeah. So like then I have had a few situations where the matchmaker did the thing where they don't give you the photo and it's just not my person. And I'm like, look, the last guy I got set up with, they told me he was like in his late 40s and he's just the nicest guy ever. And I realized that on the date, I was like, I don't even know what this person does. It turns out he was like a teacher. He was a very nice guy. But if they had just shown me I hate to be this person. Yeah. I wasn't attracted. He looked a lot older than me. And I just felt like the dynamic was just not what I was looking for.
Yeah. I just feel like that's not a good situation for the client or the match to be in, because the client paid a lot of money to be on a date with someone who doesn't want to be there with him. And then you're there and you're wasting your time. You got ready. You had, hopes to meet someone. It's just not a good experience. That being said, we never know if people are going to click or not. We do our best, but that's why I like to show a lot of photos and give a lot of information to both sides. So at least that way they can't say, you sent me someone that's like, it's on you. You have to take some accountability because you agreed to this match. You've seen the photos, you know a lot about this person.
Well, I mean, and also I felt like we could have been great friends. And like, it was like a situation where I kept trying to talk myself into a second date because I was like, Alyssa, don't be like shallow, you know? But I just like, I also felt like the way he handled the rejection when I was like, hey, I'm just not interested wasn't great.
Really?
Wasn't great. He kind of like,
did he go off on you?
He didn't go off on me, but you know when someone just all of a sudden is defensive about it. And it's like, no, this isn't. It's almost like when you break up with, if you're a guy, you break up with a girl, she smashes your tires or something. It's like, okay, good decision. Like, you know what I mean? So like if you go out salty, it's like I feel even more justified. Again, nice guy, but I just think he maybe had hit his limit with rejection or something. Maybe I caught him on a bad day. I don't know.
Yeah.
And the third one is I don't even, there is a matchmaker that tried to set me up. I never even met this person. Never even met him. Tried to set me up with him. Shows me his Instagram at least. And I got weird vibes. He had 2 photos. So how did I get weird vibes? I don't know. But I was just like, I don't think he's for me. Still to this day, this man like stalks me. Reaches out to me all the time.
Like on Instagram?
Mm-hmm.
Because he saw your Instagram, obviously, too.
It's been 9 years.
That's crazy.
9 years. I'm like, oh my God, my gut intuition was like so spot on.
Yeah.
But literally, I'm also like, yeah, I have.
Oh,
but like, how did he get on your roster is what I was wondering.
Yeah, I don't like when clients or matches have information like that about each other where they can contact each other. I actually don't even exchange numbers before clients meet. So they can decide to exchange their personal information on the date because I don't want someone to have a situation like that where it's like, I can't get rid of this person now.
Yeah, I think sometimes people think if they wear you down.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
I've seen that happen where sometimes you can wear someone down, but that's not really, I don't want that to be my love story.
Yeah, like first he stalked me for 9 years, then we got married. Like absolutely not. Like I think there was a Law and Order SVU episode about that. Like she married her stalker because he got like plastic surgery. Crazy. I think that actually happened in real life.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so like I think that maybe it sounds like we're both in agreement that like AI is great for Uber Eats, but like maybe not for finding your love.
I think you can incorporate it in different ways. Like in my business, I definitely see ways where I want AI to take a bigger role, to take like the operational things off my plate so I can focus more on good matches. But I don't think there's ever going to be a point where there's no human element to dating. Because even I could say like, you know, like you said, like on preferences, I could say this, but then you meet someone at a bar who's not exactly perfect on the preferences, but there's just energy, there's connection, there's commonality. And you're like, I want to date this person. That's a human element that the AI would have been like, he's not right for you because he's not this, you know, these preferences that you listed. So I think there's a way also though, when you meet someone in person and you're just attracted to them, but you don't know that, oh, he's actually, you know, middle of a divorce. He has 4 kids. He hasn't paid child support. You know, if there's a way for AI to help you before you get emotionally attached to someone, be like, here's some details on this person. Do you still want to continue with the date? So there's a way I think they can live together.
I agree with that. I love that. I can't wait for your app because like I have had many clients like for my business that have met on apps, but like I'm like telling them all the time, I'm like, you're the exception. Yeah, like this isn't the rule.
A lot of people have met on apps. A lot of people have been stalked on apps. A lot of people have been harassed on
murdered.
Apps. Yeah,
literally.
I got scammed from a guy I met on an app.
Gee, what? All right. Are you feel like sharing that story?
Yeah, this was a couple of years ago now, but he wanted to do a matchmaking event with me. Like he matched on Hinge. He's like, oh my God, I think it's so cool. You're a matchmaker. I actually am a sports agent. I get these boxes at Nets basketball games. I can do I can get a box and we can do a matchmaking event. And I was like, actually, it sounds like a good idea.
Wait, fun. I think I know this guy.
He had a British accent. So he showed me receipts. Like I looked up very legit and I got all these people to pay and stuff. And he like kept asking me for the money. And I was like, well, I'll give you a little bit. I'm not giving you the whole thing. And then sure enough, the day of the event, he's like, oh, the place called, they had to cancel it. And I was like, I got scammed. And I went down this whole rabbit hole. I was posting him on Are We Dating the Same Guy on Facebook, on Instagram, and a lot of other people came up with stories about this guy that he scammed them.
Wow. And Tindler swindler.
Yeah. I called him the Hinge cringe.
Hinge cringe.
And I had a friend that works for Homeland Security Investigations, and he, because he is not a citizen, so he was, you know, trying to help me get this guy deported, and He was scamming people all over the world. It was
ICE.
the whole thing. Yeah.
We gotta call it. This is who ICE should be taking.
I know that was during the Biden administration, but now with Trump.
Oh man.
He was my friend
funny.
that works at HSI was like, I put him on the list to get deported with ICE.
That's so funny. Yeah, he's a menace to society. We can't be like swindling women trying to find love. That's bullshit.
I mean, I feel really bad for the elderly that get swindled.
Me too. That is so disgusting. Like the amount of spam calls I get being like, someone took your social security. I'm like, if I was like 90 years old, I'd be like, oh my God. Mm-hmm. I'm like, fuck you, block, delete, report drunk. Like that makes me so sad.
That's why my mom's like, do not talk to anyone you don't know on Facebook. Do not answer any text. If you get a text saying you owe this, click this, call this, don't listen to it, show me.
Literally.
Like, but even then, like I got, like it's very easy to get scammed this world. People are very good at it. So that's the other part of like AI that can help us with that of trying to figure out, are these people legit or not?
Yeah, 100%. Someone stole my TikTok because I thought it was a scam email. And they still have it, by the way. Fuck you, whoever owns Alenado art. Go fuck yourself. If you're listening to this, report that motherfucker for selling protein powders on my goddamn page for a year. And fuck you, TikTok, for not giving it back to me. Wow. Yeah. No, like I got an email. And I get emails all the time like everyone else. That's like, oh, your Facebook's been hacked. Yeah. Like log in here. I got 2 emails because I have like 4 TikToks for my businesses. And I'm just like, I got an email. I texted my social media girl. I was like, is this you? She's like, no, it's like, just ignore it. That's not me. Somehow they gained access. I have 2-factor authentication. So that's very scary. I don't know how they were able to do it. And I've not been able to figure it out. Wow. But they still have it. And they took all of my content down. It was like, I'd gone viral on that page. So it's like huge. And I was just like, fuck
that
you.
Is so infuriating.
So yeah. If I find you, I'm coming for you.
Professionals is what they do. All they do is scam. So
I'm going to find that motherfucker in Arizona selling protein powders on my account. I promise you. I'm coming for you. Anyways.
Show me the account. I'll report it.
Yeah. Love this. Okay. So we all need to go and hire a matchmaker to find real love. If you're searching for real love, hit up Anna.
It's free to be in the database because I could have a paying client for you to meet.
Love
I
that.
always tell people, do what you can for free first. See if you like the experience. And then if you want to move forward being a client, great. But I'm such a try before you buy.
I have so many girlfriends. I'm giving you their information.
I need them all.
Well, just remind us where we can find you.
Yes. Instagram at Anna Morgenstern, my website, annamorgenstern.com. I also do a weekly newsletter with different dating tips and things that I'm up to and promoting other female businesses. So maybe I'll put you in one of my newsletters for events.
Please.
And actually reminds me when I get home, I got to write that newsletter and send it out. I was bad this week.
Oh, yeah. It's been one of those weeks, but also like, no, you find people love and then I help them celebrate their love.
Yes.
This is a good match.
Yes.
Good match. And also congratulations on your recent marriage.
Thank you. Yeah.
Well, don't forget, guys, subscribe, go follow Anna. 5-star reviews only at MissJudged, MISS Judged Podcast. Thanks, guys.